Hey, what's up? Welcome to the recap day of the recap day three of the International Teacher Camp by B-Boy and B-Girl Dojo. Happy to have you here with us. And today we're going to go deeper into how to turn teaching into a career that works. And also there's going to be an offer at the end of the recap about the course that will continue from here. Hold the bill with y'all and 892 about to do it. Let's get right into it. Let me know in the comments what do you think about the whole 3-day sequence and hope you find today valuable as well. Stay in touch. Peace. All right, people, I guess it's game time. The Dojo's International Teacher Camp, day number 3. What up? Good to see everybody over here. A lot of familiar faces, a couple of new ones as well. First of all, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me good. Hey, technique is working. Awesome. Lovely. I love that album, Pete Rock, P-Instrumentals. He just came out with a new album last weekend. P-Instrumentals number 3, I believe. 3 or 4? 3, I guess. So I didn't really check it yet, but we'll do it after the webinar is done, after we're done with the day of the camp. All right. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I'm sure there's still more people joining, but since they're late, we're gonna start going anyhow. Hip hop time is so last season. We go at 6 o'clock sharp. All right. So let me share something with you. First of all, quick greetings from the one and only Storm. He was speaking about the camp that's going down, and he's part of the teacher education course as well. So start with some greetings.
Most breakers in the world, especially my generation. Hello, everybody. Storm from Battle Squad here from Berlin. I'm dancing professionally for almost 4 decades now, and breaking is my passion since I'm 14. I'm traveling the globe ever since, and I'm on a mission to spread peace, unity, love, and having fun. Most breakers in the world, especially my generation, learned mainly the autodidact way, which means that we were self-taught. And by doing so, we were practicing whatever we felt was necessary. But since nobody told us, even basic informations, we went with whatever we could get. And sometimes that leads to a very selective path, and it could really lead to selective thinking as well. So I really hope that you can take this unique chance and participate in this huge project, in this endeavor.
Here we go. So yeah, Storm's always supporting and based on his busy schedule, sometimes he shows up in the calls and stuff, and I'm happy that he got to share with y'all this piece. And we are going straight to the meat of the day. All right, bam. Straight over here. How to make it as a global breaking teacher. A small topic for the day. Hopefully I can share and inspire you with the topic and the content. At least there's going to be something that you can bring home from today. I guess we can start first of all with a quick recap what we have done this far. This is the day number 3 of the camp, and not everybody's been here this far for all of the days. So I guess we can first start with a small recap of the homework for the weekend. We had 2 pieces of homework. First one was to fill out the hip hop history timeline document. I had a couple of people getting in there heavy, and thank you for that. And secondly, we had the homework of checking out the 6 hip hop movies that we spoke about on Friday. First of all, I'm gonna see, let me share it in a way that I can see everybody's face. Cool. Would be nice if you can turn on your camera so I know who I'm speaking to. I can see your reactions as well, and interact based on it accordingly. So first of all, let me check. How many of you checked any of the 6 hip hop movies on the weekend that we spoke about? Pew! Raise your hands, please. Hey, okay. Maybe we can do a couple of questions. Maybe we can start with Wilfredo. Which movie did you watch, and how did it make you feel? Any insights you want to share?
I only got a chance to see The Freshest Kids. But I mean, I've seen it before. It was cool to like rewatch it. And it's funny because like it's probably been like, I mean, a few years since I've watched it before. So it's a nice refresher. It kind of like rejuvenates my inspiration for breaking even more. So I could see how like showing kids these videos will do that same exact feeling. Sorry, that I was feeling at this moment and how I watched it in the past as well.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to go back to the stuff that you watched, let's say, a couple of years ago. And isn't it dope when you go back to it and you realize, like, oh damn, I didn't know this name, I didn't know this crew at the time when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of refresh your
start
idea of
connecting dots and everything.
Yeah, you connect the dots in a new way.
Yeah.
Experience. So good stuff. And did you see the other movies from the past, or how was it?
I didn't get a chance. I just moved from New York to Connecticut this weekend, so like I was kind of like back and forth, like movie and stuff. So I didn't get a chance to watch the rest of them, but definitely will this week. I didn't get to watch the LNS interview with that you had posted this morning though.
Yeah, it came kind of as a surprise. We had a little bit of troubles finding scheduled out work, so suddenly he's like, "I'm giving you a call right now. Are you available?" I'm like, "Yes, let's make it happen."
Yeah, it was really dope. Really dope.
Yeah. Nice. And who else? Let's see. Kyle, you checked some of the movies. Which one did you check over the weekend? And let me know how you felt.
It wasn't recent, but I can't remember what the first word was, but it was something wild.
Lifestyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that, I don't remember how many months ago, but I did, like, at the very end of it, like, it was actually interesting. I liked how it showed, like, the history that it's actually not just a movie, it's actually history.
Yes,
That
indeed.
these movies are actual part of the culture.
Yeah, that's dope about it.
Yeah, I haven't watched all of them, but I plan on doing that.
Okay.
Like one album, like that I when I looked up on Spotify, like some of the like names and stuff, it's harder to find. Like certain ones are like related to the actual real life version. Like maybe like the like the artist itself at the time, like for the modern era, maybe something changed, who knows? Or maybe like if anybody's sort of like maybe timeline changes, who knows? And stuff. I've actually recently, okay, for the longest time, this is also one of the reasons, it's kind of ironic that I decided to join because I want to try to battle but I honestly don't know how to train to effortlessly. Like my goal is to effortlessly be able to, like for now, 85 rounds effortlessly without sweating.
Yeah. All right.
Because 85 rounds is the amount. Pardon?
We can build on that one after the webinar. Let's keep this one in.
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to. Yeah,
I'll hit you up about that.
I wasn't
later.
trying to. Yeah.
No worries. Easy
But
going. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Did you check out the movies that we spoke about?
Yeah.
I guess that's it. So we had 6 movies for the weekend to choose from. We have Beast Free, Star Wars, and Wild Style, and also The Freshest Kid, The Rebel Kings, and The Bebop Mercenaries. So in case you didn't see them yet, then you can do it after we are done with the day. That's some extra additional homework for everybody after this.
Could I say something?
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to get sidetracked. I just wanted to share. There was a memory that I actually forgot. I actually thought I squeezed my best friend's head and poked him in the eye, but that memory was wrong. I have perfect recall because I accepted what actually happened. I was actually experiencing the supernatural and actually was living in a living nightmare in that house. It's still cursed to this day. But it was a double ganger. It wasn't my best friend. It was someone that was weaker. And yeah, it's literally scared the living shit out of me. I lived an actual horror movie in that house. Time stopped whenever Henry left and went home. I don't want to like keep going on, but yeah.
Yeah, we could
This
build on
is
that one
real
later.
shit. But yeah, you go ahead.
This one teaching related. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
I didn't want to keep going on it.
All good in the hood. All right. So let's have a couple of questions that I still want to share for all of y'all. And for these ones, let's check first that what are your main struggles when it comes to teaching? And I would love to get everybody's perspective on these. And I'll still be calling people out. So the main struggles when it comes to teaching, maybe we can start from Albert. Yeah.
Yeah, could you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Nice. So I think being teaching people right now to the most difficult way is just having the consistency of them, trying to come back, and the loss of motivation is like impacts most of them. So I think that's the difficult part. I mean, us B-boys, I feel like we're motivated because we're brought up to the culture, but bringing in the new generation, their motivation gets it deteriorates. So yeah.
Right. How about Tom Glenn? What is your main struggle when it comes to teaching?
I think the main struggle at the moment is probably behavior in especially in children and younger ones. But we've combated that a little bit by age types of classes and intermediate classes and advanced ones. But it all depends whether you've got the money coming in to pay for extra classes. So managing like behavior as well as trying to teach different levels of movements.
Mm-hmm. I see. Interesting. How about Keto? How about you? What are your main struggles when it comes to teaching?
Oh, hi. I think it's the motivation. Keep motivated your students is one of the biggest struggles, and I think it's something when makes me difficult. The motivation. Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Already a second time this one pops up real quick. How about Coco M3? What are your main struggles when it comes to teaching? I guess you got to unmute yourself. All right. So what are your main struggles when it comes to teaching, Poco?
Struggles when teaching.
No worries. You can think about it. And do we have Marcus on board as well? Marcus E.
Pwede mag-Tagalog.
I can translate for you.
Okay.
Sige, thank you, Ate Erika.
Thank you, Jay.
Para sa akin, yung struggle na pagtuturo, wala pa sa akin yung ibang kaalaman para ituro sa iba. Pero meron naman yung basic knowledge.
He said like one of the struggles is like the knowledge. He knows the basic, but he feels like he needs to know more knowledge.
All right. I guess that's why you're here as well. So that's dope. So let me go for the next question. Is there a time when you told yourself, I don't want to teach anymore? Or any that kind of mindset? Was there like a mindset or moment when you felt like there's a certain teacher burnout? Maybe we can ask this one from let's get back to Wilfredo. Have you had a moment where you have a teacher burnout where you feel like, I don't want to teach, I need to quit, I need to do something else?
When I first started dancing, I tried teaching and I had a lot of trouble and struggled really hard. And I did quit teaching, so I stopped for a while and I ended up working at like a restaurant, stuff like that for a long time. And then 3 years ago, I started teaching again. I think more so now I'm a little more focused on like trying to figure it out and make it work. Hence why I'm here right now. But yeah, definitely had a burnout moment and like just felt like I couldn't figure it out. But yeah.
Yeah. How did you conquer that kind of mentality? Was there any ways that you wanted? Did you have a break or did you find a new perspective?
I had a break for a little while. And then I started to realize that like I was working in a restaurant and I'm like, you know, I'm making okay money here and like I'm getting pretty good at it. And it's like, why not spend my time getting better at something I love doing? So I started focusing on like reading books on like how to be a better teacher, how to learn and like understand how to learn so I can teach kids how to learn. And that started to help in itself. And then I started inspiring me more to like train more myself and get better so that the better I am, the better I can make them. And that started to help kind of counteract that. And I feel like the more effort I started putting into like how I can help people, the more it started to make things easier for teaching.
All right. Interesting. Thank you for sharing. How about Marcus? Can we get you over here right now? I can see your face already. So was there a time that you told yourself, I don't want to teach anymore? Or you felt like a teacher burnout kind of moment? Let me see. Marcus E. Oh, he's out. Kila, how about you? Let me see. And maybe we can come back to Albert. Albert, yeah. How about yourself?
Yes, indeed. I think loss of motivation would be like just death of the family. That actually made me stop like teaching for a while. Like life-changing moments. And that like I had like a 3 to 5 year gap from there. It was very hard, but I gradually got back into it. And I think what made me get back, honestly, is like inspiration from other people. I came across this b-boy named Somar, and Somar, he had a major inspirational story coming from, what was it, from Syria to Jordan and then to the U.S. And now he's like local to me. So just to hear his story motivated me again.
Awesome. All right. Cool. Thank you for sharing, guys. Hopefully we can find some ways today to work these out. Motivation seems to be a big problem of the loss of motivation. And of course, life gets on the way sometimes. And how do we get over it and still keep going as a teacher? Hopefully we're going to find some purpose today that will fuel your motivation and keep you guys going. The secret sauce for success as a teacher. It's a big thing, big topic. Let's see if we can figure it out. All right. And since today is about success, let's define first of all, what is success to you? What do you want to achieve as a teacher on the long term? And what is success? Is it fulfillment? Is it happiness? Feeling happy about teaching? Is it getting your pockets fat? Getting a stacked up bank account? Or is it about about getting your CV to look all pretty, and is that success? Or is your full schedule, does that mean that you're successful, that your schedule is packed? Or is it a combination of all these things? And I was thinking about it, you can't be really successful if your vision isn't clear, if your purpose isn't there. You don't remember anymore why do you teach. That's when you lose your motivation, and also that's when you lose the sight of feeling successful as well. I've seen both sides. I've seen people who are super high on success, very, very successful when you look at it from the outside, but they are unhappy with what they're doing. So is that really success? If you are having as many classes as you want, but you don't really feel it anymore, if you lost your passion and you lost your motivation, like we spoke earlier, or you lost your inspiration or the fire to do it. So what is success? I guess this is our first task over here, that think about it. What is success to you as a teacher? Since all you guys are here, that means that you are looking to become better at teaching. So what is the next level? What is better at teaching? What is success to you as a teacher? Think about it. I'm going to give you 2 minutes and write it down in the chat. This is going to be interesting for me as well to listen and get inspired. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Dig deep. Great answers from everybody. Keep them coming. And like we see, there's different aspects to success. Let me go through a couple of them. Being consistent through good times and hard times. Longevity is success, even though life doesn't always support your passion. Building students who can find a success of their own with their dance. Yes. Success as a teacher is seeing your students thriving. Yeah. So absolutely finding their own expression, their own style, their own way of the dance. Success for me is being able to achieve good goals and good relationship with each other in the community. That's also an interesting angle towards success. I can tell a lot of people who have been very successful financially have no great results or great relationship with the other people in the community. So that might often collide as well. So your vision of success can also define the way you position yourself in a community. Hopefully we can always become successful in many different tiers, but it doesn't always happen like that. When I see trainees leveling up mentally and artistically while applying what I shared with them, yes, you need to be a people person, down to earth, teach the steps and style on top, and flow through music, give them space to create and decide how they want to get down on originality. So this is also a recurring topic that's coming along over here. People finding their own style from your teaching. That is eventually, that's pretty much true success. Success as a teacher is getting the student to try despite his or her doubts. Good income, fulfillment, and happiness, and I'm able to help my students achieve their goals in dancing and also in their life. That's another great aspect as well. So you can improve people's life quality with the dance. Success for me is transitioning away from your day job to manage hip-hop programs, teach classes, to be your own boss, and to improve your local community through breaking and hip-hop. Yes. Successful teacher builds connections with the students. Yes. Great words from everybody. Very inspiring words as well. So if we kind of have defined success, or we notice that there's different kind of definitions for success. If you have found your success, what is it that you want to be as a teacher? How do you find yourself successful? Then how about, what is a career? Topic of the day was how to build a successful career. So if we don't know what is success and we don't know what is career, we can see this one as well. Is it paying your bills by teaching the dance? Is it getting booked for international events to teach? Is it students winning battles, or students creating their own styles and flows and taking their dance to another level? That's more of the success side. But how about career? Do you have a career as a teacher if your students win battles? And it's good to remember that turning your passion to a job is sometimes risky. But like with anything, if there's a bigger risk, sometimes there can be bigger rewards. And rewards, again, maybe we can see from the success perspective. Feeling fulfillment of a job, that's a big piece of success already. So if you think about how many people love their jobs in the world, not too many. I would say 9 out of 10 say like, my job is all right, but I could do something else. I could dance for a living, for example. And I love this quote: be careful what you wish for, might just come true.
That is true.
Yeah, if you dedicate yourself towards your goal and your passion and your purpose, then one day you can find yourself in there. It's like, damn, this happened. It's really here. Again, I believe that life is what you make it. Of course, there's outside circumstances that influence, but eventually it's what we make out of our lives. So let's define our own sweet spot. What is the kind of teaching that we want to do? There's so many ways to approach breaking teaching. And if we can create the ultimate way, the ultimate solution, what would it be? And I guess it starts from this one, the first question. How many weekly hours is your optimal? Different versions. I've seen breaking teachers push for their limits of teaching like 30 or 40 classes a week. And maybe that makes a great income for them, but at the same time, I've seen their development kind of suffer from it, and their inspiration and motivation suffer as well. And then again, I see some international teachers who are known for their teaching who don't have weekly classes at all. Let's say Storm, for example. I was speaking with him last time around, and he said he doesn't teach weekly classes anymore. His schedule is so packed of gigs and workshops and such that he's not in the same place for another week. So it's impossible. So finding the stuff that works for you is very important over here. And also different ways of getting your situation of teaching organized. Is it weekly classes? Is it throwing workshops online or offline? Or is it organizing events and making camps or making events and organizing your teaching outside of it on the same context, so that you basically make it happen? You are the promoter who books yourself in order to make that event possible. So that's something to think about too. Do you work for a dance school? Do you organize your own workshop? Do you organize your own events? All these different options over here. And if we see from the entrepreneur perspective, if you work for yourself, then you kind of eliminate the middleman from the middle as well. And you take the risk, yes, but there's also an option for better income. So if we think about it from a payment of a class, let's say you teach a class for a dance school, you get a payment of, I don't know what it is, it's different in every country as well. Let's say I'm gonna throw just 30 euros over there, you get a 30 euro salary from a class, versus you organize your own, produce your own workshop, you rent out the space, you get the money directly from the people, you promote it yourself, it's more work, it's more risk because you have the rent. But at the same time, let's see, if you get 20 people to show up, everybody would pay, let's say 15 euros for the class, then it's already 300 euros as a package. So after you eliminate your rent, after you eliminate your promotion, you're still pretty much a little bit further than a regular weekly class. So it's up to you. How do you want to approach your teaching? Do you like to take the risk and the stress that's over there on top? Or do you just want to go for your weekly class, organized by somebody else, eliminate the stress of organizing and stress of finance, and simply execute your class because you love it and you want to connect with the people on a weekly basis? So just throw in a couple of different options over there worth thinking about. And also please share in the chat, what is your sweet spot? What would be your ultimate and the best possible solution for your weekly schedule, for example? Only organized workshops, 40 classes a week, whatever, anything in between. I can share my personal optimal, which is 2 classes a week. I run a dance school, so that's a lot of work on top. So my optimal is 2 classes a week, every single Wednesday. And that means that it's possible for me to travel from Thursday until Tuesday and still stay connected with my students and be inspired and inspire them, be inspired by them and inspire them in return. So it's a give and take. And to avoid teacher burnout, we spoke about earlier, important topic. I would say 90% of breaking teachers that I've seen during my teaching career of 22 years have been through a teacher burnout, if they'd still teach. So I would say 70% went through a teacher burnout, went through a phase where they feel like, this is taking more than it's giving, and the rest of them kind of stopped because of it. So there's only a handful of people who get going decade after decade because their purpose is clear. And what I say over here, get at least 3 or 4 different sources of income. It's just to help the teacher burnout as well. So if you solely, absolutely just relying on teaching income, that's also a heavy stress and a heavy burden for you to handle, because You never know if you get an injury from the dance, for example. You get a bad knee and your income stops because it, then that's another extra layer of stress. So I would say get at least a couple of different ones. It can be dance related, culture related, for example, throwing events, DJing at events, personal training, whatever it is, just to give some sort of balance to your life, the yin and the yang. You have your breaking teaching, but there's something to balance it out. At least from my personal past, I felt the most fulfillment from my dance when there's a balance between the other aspects of life as well. Just teach, but sometimes it's hard to handle for your emotions and your head. Local versus global. The topic of the day was how to make it as a global breaking teacher. So naturally, you got to start local to go global, starting close first and expanding little by little. But we shouldn't stop to the near region, the closest cities. The world is a small place these days, and it's easy to reach people all around the world. So I guess global, if you want to make it big, then global is the only way. Optimize your structure for your class, per workshop, and per season. What is the optimal structure that you could have? Like a template that you could repeat on most of the classes. Naturally, you can always flip it, but there are certain things that you can always go back to when you're feeling uninspired, when you lost your inspiration, and you feel like there's something that you're missing. So create a structure for your workshops too. And what I say for seasons, create a structure for the whole season as well. I can share my structure for season. The first class we start, we always go for the goals of the season. This season, I want to learn this and this and this. We spoke about this on the first day. We had 3 different aspects for the goals. You had an abstract goal, you had a very metric goal that you can measure, and also you were thinking about relationships. Who are the people who can help me get there? That's the first class. We test our stamina throughout the class, so stamina tests. Halfway through the season, we get back to the goal, seeing if people reached the goals or did get any further. Once we get further down the line, at the end of the class, I have a class that at the end of the season, I have a class where all the students teach, so that they get a little bit of experience of breaking moves down and understand moves in a different way. And at the last class, we always have battles. Just to see who gets kind of like the playful trophy of the season, in a way that they can test their skills. There's things that they worked on during the season, so they remember everything better and can execute it in a safe setting before they head out to jams and stuff. And what do we have over here? The Dojo template for a great workshop. Use it. So I'm going to drop you guys a template I made that I use myself in order to help me structure my workshops better. Boom. You can find it in the chat. Download it and use it for your personal teaching. Now, that is pretty much a packed version of a workshop. There's different aspects to it. Different aspects such as storytelling involved, references to resources, concepts, ideas, besides just moves. Also, things at the end, such as the upsell that people haven't thought about too often, which is like when you get at the end of the class, what are you going to go home with? Do you have something that you can still, let's say, keep connection with your students as well? You get their email address, for example, so you can stay connected and possibly let them know about your next workshop that you have afterwards coming. Or do you have t-shirts that you can sell at the end of the event to make double income from the class, or mixtapes or DVDs like people VHS era would always carry around with them. Whatever it is, think about an upsell that you could do after your class to get them more engaged, to make them feel better about. Let's say I was in the studio in Estonia, and everybody was rocking the studio's hoodies. Everybody had the studio's beanies. Everybody had the studio's t-shirts. And the owner told me like they feel proud about where we break. They feel proud about where we train because they can wear it and represent. So it's a win-win situation too. The students feel proud, and the owner of the studio gets some extra income so he can afford the rent better. Yeah, think about an upsell for your class. And if we go from local to global, then can we think about finding a branding for your teaching? We think about other people who have made it big. We spoke with Daily and Nesta. He started out with the blueprint workshops, then a lot of people kind of took the idea. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna move on to the Power to the People workshop, which was another concept of organizing a workshop. Where he shows up to the class and is all open and makes the class at the spot based on what the people request and what is their biggest challenge at the time. We have different ones, such as Poe One's Each One Teach One workshop, and also his keys concept for workshops, which basically means that it's all concepts, no moves, but all concepts. The keys to unlock more creativity and more movement. I'll be teaching 14 styles of footwork. It's basically a footwork class, but I branded it, repackaged it in a way that there's 14 different approaches that we can rock footwork with. What is your concept? Can you think about something like this? And the concepts often take time. They don't come up in a day or two. Concepts often take time. So that could be a great homework for all of y'all. Think about a concept for your workshop. What is the angle that you want to teach in order to make it interesting? And if you think about it from a student's perspective, student comes and takes your workshop and sees it's a breaking class by Tom Glynn. All right, it's a breaking class by Tom Glynn, but breaking is a wide term. There's a lot that people can learn from it. So if you can narrow it down in a way, like this workshop is going to be about grooves in top rock and the influences of the steps that we do on the top in breaking, for example. That already gives it an angle that is like, damn, that's interesting. I want to learn more about it. So if you go to the store, for example, you don't just buy cereal. You see the ingredients in the back. You see, and you see the brand that's providing the ingredients and the cereal. So if you can brand your workshops in a great way, then it's more interesting for the people to attend. They get curious. What are the 14 styles of footwork? Focus. What are the 14 styles? I gotten that question a million times. Well, if you come to the workshop, you find out. And next topic is scarcity. Scarcity, which basically means that instead of having classes that are open and there's a million spots, as many spots as possible, you can limit the spots. So to make your classes and your workshops successful, make it limited offer only. Let's see if we think about the biggest brands in the world. Let's think about Supreme, for example. Supreme made a fortune because they only released their sneakers a couple of models or copies per model. They made it super limited. So there was a huge line at the outside of the store for people to get their Supreme sneakers. Or Nike, for example, Nike, the same thing. They're still making the Air Jordans, but it's just keeping it rare so that people are ready to pay for a little bit more about them. I line up, take a tent and stay outside of the sneaker store for the whole day because it's super limited. It's worth it. So with your class, can you make your class in a way that, let's say, 10 people can attend, and that's it. Or 15. Limit down the number, and in a way becomes like a competition. Who is the one who's going to be able to take the Top Rock Rules workshop by Tom Glenn? All right.
Focus. Those are also moved.
One as well.
Okay.
Let's see.
First off, peace, everybody. Thank you. Focus, my man. I just want to say this, just in terms of always remaining a student, right? Like, one, I just got back in. I was in transit, so wasn't able to really join you all by face or whatever. And I'm catching on day 3, right? But the thing about showing up and really being an active student, but also listening, right? That always a student really. I know a lot of breakers who won't go to other people's classes or take, or go study and train with different camps. And I think that I look at this as martial art, right? The only way you're able to grow and increase is by that interaction, is by that growth. And so that's one thing. I just wanted to really give you props because you're consistently doing the work, Focus. And that's the one thing, being consistent. You may not always achieve the goal you set out to do, right? But showing up, being consistent, those things are all key. There were some other things I wanted to touch on. I want to make sure you get through all the presentation and the slide, and I think I might have a couple gems that for people who are looking to like different ways to avoid burnout. You talked about diverse incomes, like diversifying your income, which is key, right? So if you think about breaking, there's different ways that performing is one aspect of breaking, teaching is one aspect of breaking, right? Of course, you got the competitions and battling. So those are all 3 different areas, but it's the same thing. It's like the breaking is the nucleus, and that expands when you think about it, when you know that it's a culture. So there's more things rooted to it. You talked about DJing, music, right? Like lately, what I've been doing, I've always been really vocal and at discussion panels, whether it was happening at B-Boy Summit or at Rock Steady Crew Anniversary. I was always vocal, always challenging and thinking about the ways in which we're moving the culture forward. And so there's spaces for that, right? Hosting has been a really big space for me because it's I get to curate the vibe. I get to bring the synergy to what is taking place. So everything you're touching on, all the pinpoints that you see on it, really think about, like, I just think digesting those and marinating on those, because there's so much you can get from each one if you just spend a little time with it. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to chime in and kind of add a little bit of my own personal things, and then just 2 cents of gems.
Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. And brings up one quote that came to my mind from Killer Mike from Run the Jewels. And he said at one interview that the 5th element of hip hop is entrepreneurship. So he's like, all right, there's the 5th element is like an entrepreneurial spirit that we have within hip hop. So besides your DJing, your breaking, your graffiti, and your MCing, that certain energy of making something out of nothing is what creates hip hop. And in a way, if we're thinking about taking your teaching from good to great, building a career out of teaching, is adding a spice of entrepreneurship on top, so like trying to make it successful with your own hustle. I guess that's something you can add on top of over there as well. Whether it's hosting, like you said, you can curate the vibe of the event. It's a beautiful feeling. Or whether it's DJing or simply just throwing your own workshops. So I like that. Thank you very much. And I guess we get in there as well. Hustle and grind. The next ones. So if you want to take your teaching and turn it into a career, and it's all about making it yourself. We can't forget about the simple truth of hard work. And we spoke about upsell earlier. How about if you get a booking, if you get booked to do something, then how about doing a little bit of extra on that booking? Add a workshop, go to a jam, then you can always ask like, all right, can I throw a workshop over here? Or make your own, you know, if the scene is out there and present, then why not do an additional workshop everywhere you go to? Making it known that you're available for bookings so that people don't know what they're after before they say it. And simply if you post about your availability, letting people know that you are out for new jobs and you are out for new working opportunities, then it doesn't hurt. Simply you're pushing it out to the universe, and it's up to the universe to make it happen. Make contacting you easy, so that in a way, whenever people need something, you'll be the first one that comes to mind, and you'll be the first number in their speed dial, in a way that you'll be easy to contact. And I guess coming down to the same topic, optimize your social media game too. Make teaching to be part of your social media plan, so that there's people know that you are building with the community. People know that you are breeding students that take their skills to another level, that go to events and make noise. Bring your students up front so that people know that you're putting in mad work, and push out content on daily. Simple as this. And eventually, leave your legacy by hard work, staying involved with your community. All right. Always give more than you ask. First day we spoke about always giving value first. So always give more than you ask, right? If you get to a situation where you work, then always give more than people expect. Leave them feeling like, all right, Brave Monkey on a sharing mood today in this class, right? Outside of your regular classes, take students under your wing. So teaching is not only that 60 minutes a week, but it's more about really taking people under your wing and becoming a mentor, becoming a role model for the next generation. And remember to guide your students to form crews of their own, attend jams, go to jams outside of your class, and other people's workshops. Capital letters, other people's workshops. So we don't own our students, we never will. And the more they learn from other people, the more variety they will have with their skills. The more complete they're going to be. Your angle is one, but if they can learn from multiple angles, they'll be better in no time. Consistency over fast results. So our mind loves quick results, but at the same time, consistency, if you stay on it, no matter if it's ups or downs in your life, whatever happens, if you stay on your mission and your passion and your purpose, then the results will follow. And let's remember, something that Brave Monks also touched on is ask for guidance. You don't have to know everything by yourself. Ask for guidance from people who have already done it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Look for the people who did it the best and learn from them.
And reach out locally and globally.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
To grandmasters.
100%. And if possible, then start creating team around you as well. So you're not there by yourself. You're not there on your own. Work with people who want to make you better, want to see you succeed. And that's when you start to get success. Your personal network, of course, is crucial. People you know. And all of us have a great network already. Don't underestimate your network. People that you have that you can reach out to and simply can help you out. And lastly, but not least, educate yourself. Take everybody's workshops, take other people's classes, go to classes of different styles, so you learn not to only be inspired by the way that they teach, but also the movement language from different dance styles. like we said earlier, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of the stuff and the concepts that we do in breaking has already been done. The way that we do it makes it unique. Simply. And yes, this leads me to something we spoke earlier, which is that we open up the International Teacher Education course today. So let me share a little bit about the course once we are here on the day 3 of the teacher camp. A couple of things about the course. We open it up today at pedadogies.com. The only online course available about breaking teaching. The only course out there that deals with teaching breaking, teaching skills, not just the moves, but the way that you break it down and pass it forward to the next generation. The 6-month course, and you get guidance from myself, you get guidance from guys like Storm, Poe One, Nefeli, Chiote from Cyprus. And you get a certification after you pass the final exam. So after the 6 months of working together, you get to the final exam. And if you pass it, then I'm going to send you a certificate to your home that you can show to your boss. You can show to your future employer and prove that your expertise is, you have worked for your skills and education, which is something that we don't have too much in the breaking scene. We don't have too much education that we can show. Well, whereas if I go to a ballet school in Sweden, I might get a raise for my job because of a ballet education that doesn't really have too much to do with what I have as far as breaking classes. This further course has about 200 graduates from 25 countries all around the world. And we are down for the new patch. And the whole class takes for about 6 months. There's 5 monthly lectures. Most useful tools and concepts by the pros in the game, weekly class and workshop templates, the progressive curriculum that you can always go back to whenever you feel inspired. The course includes Master Your Foundation course, which is basically an A to Z type of breaking course that you can use for your students as well. Whenever you feel like you need some inspiration, go back to the course and know what you can teach next. We work together, the whole course as a group. So that means that the community will be there to support you whenever you feel low in your inspiration. Calls and global networks of other amazing teachers all around the world. So there's 3 different levels for the course. The gold level, which is basically the basic level, you get the course and you get Master Your Foundation on top. For the 6 months, it costs 429 euros, can be split between a monthly payment plan. If you want to go deeper, there's double your income package, which has bonus features on monetization, different ways about how can you make a little bit more change with your hard working efforts. And if you want to go deeper, then there's different kind of models such as one-on-one 6-month mentorship package, where I can be a personal coach for the next half a year. Monthly plans are available, 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. So if you can try it, and if you don't like what we do, then shoot me an email and I return your money. Simple as that. What do people say about the course this far? This course really helped me to make my dance school better. We make our own curriculum from which all of our dancers work from now. Tim Hendricks from the Netherlands. Rosie Jetson. It was amazing having access to information from legends such as Storm and Poe. I struggle with understanding ways to teach, pedagogy, and inspire. And so looking deeper into that helped me expand my knowledge of ways to teach. It was a fantastic course and I loved doing it. If you think about it, if you miss on this one, it won't be available for another half a year. And if you want to do this by yourself, by your own, hire a personal trainer for the next 6 months, 200 euros a month, 1,200 in total. If Fly Poe One from Australia, fly Storm from Germany to your spot, fly Nefeli to coach you in from Cyprus, and fly me. That's already 10K as far as euros. Income lost while missing the course with your raises and new possible working opportunities. Workshops taken to stay inspired and master your foundation. That's 17K. But if you go for the international teacher education course, it's 429 for the next 6 months. And it's available at bboydojo.com until 11th of April. Next time available in 6 months. Sign up now to access for sure. And since you took part of the camp, you get a 10% off with the code upgrade 2022. So I'm going to make it as a home page right now. Boom. So all the information is available at bboydojo.com. Simple as that. Sign up now, get 10% off. We have the enrollment open for the whole week. We close up next week on next Monday. That's all I have for y'all for today. I hope to see all of you guys take part in the course. I hope to become your mentor and learn myself something along the way within the next half a year. If you have any questions, then I'm here for another couple of minutes that we can build on. Yes, upgrade 2022 as one word, exactly. Very much jump on that, y'all, appreciate it. Very Monk, one of the guys who went through it. He's been doing amazing work before and after. Yes, I said the course opens up today. It's open for a week, from Monday to Monday. And then once we are done with the enrollment, that means that we get to start off the course all together as a group. So the enrollment is open for a week. Then we have an orientation call the week after, and we start officially on the 18th of April with the first lecture and the first assignments. Hey, Jamie is coming. Big up. Let's keep building with you. 100%. Awesome. And if there's any questions that come along the way, along the enrollment week, don't hesitate to hit me up. Don't hesitate to hit up Bigger Create at the Instagram, for example, and anybody else from the team. info@bboydojo.com is our email address, but I guess it's easiest to hit us up on Instagram so we can get back to you real quick.
Focus.
Yes, sir.
Could I share something?
Go ahead.
One thing. Without you being my coach, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And if I didn't take a popping class, I wouldn't be knowing actually to step and walk each step. Like the basics for popping is all I needed. And seeing my teacher go all out in the cipher. Because I'm a visual learner. And also I'm autistic. But just because someone has a disability doesn't mean that you're dumb. You're not slow. Thinking three-dimensional is one way of thinking. There's plenty of higher levels of thinking. And I recently have found out really messed up shit about this world that I'm glad I know about, but I do not feel I need to share it in this one because, yeah, it's dangerous information. But always know to like you know, like for like an example, each level of breaking beginner class, each level, like once each like student has been around and each got into each level, you can break them up into groups and each from beginner level 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Then you take each, like you can give a student a job to say a grant high, like the last level. You can give them advice to try teaching them and give them their space to actually create, like decide what they want to teach. Like you can literally give them a template as a base to work with, and then you can let their imagination run wild and like talk with the other students in like level 1, and depending on who, like even like yeah.
सुनो सही बस सुनते जाओ क्या कह रहे हैं अब खत्म हो कहेंगे क्या आधे घंटे बाद फिर कहेंगे
इन्हें गुड़ा प्यार नहीं पाया ना कैंप चलता है देखो ऑनलाइन
Your crew, share it with your social media and with your friends, and it's going to be sent out to your email as well. So hey, appreciate y'all. Thank you for showing up, and let's build. Hope to see you on the course.
Focus. I just wanted to add one thing. The last time I went to the flavor factory here, at one point I gave advice to 2 people because I noticed he was like landing on his elbow, and then I noticed this beginner girl. I showed her the 6-step, how you taught me, and it helped her. Each time I am gonna go back there, and I'm going to help her if she wants it, or anyone.
Hey, nice. Goes back and forth. We live and we learn. Yes.
It's a give and take world, not take.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, hey, let's stay in touch, people. And anything that comes up, hit me up or hit create up. I wish everybody a beautiful weekend or week. We're on Monday, and we'll stay in touch. Thank y'all.
Have a great day.
Yeah, and there you go. Hope you enjoyed the recaps of the camp. I had a great time rocking with everybody. Hope you did too, and you feel inspired afterwards. Let's continue to build. The International Teacher Education is still open for another 24 hours, so head out to pedadogies.com and get involved. We close on Monday, April 11th, 8 p.m. Finland time. I see you on the course, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. This is Bob signing out from pedadogies.com. Peace.